Oh yeah, I saw a forum post complaining about you and content creators. Wait, really? There are many 14 creators who are wonderful community representatives and hosts. I've also watched and enjoyed many hardcore rating streams, including the charity World First Races. I've been thinking a lot about the direction 14 has been going lately, especially with recent patches. While I still love the game, I feel like developers have been listening more to content creators and hardcore players than casual mid-core player majority. Honestly, I think that's a mistake. It's understandable why these types of challenges are appealing. See, I have the mentality that they should listen to everybody, or they should take feedback from everybody, but only implement ideas from either me or intelligent people. But it's important to recognize that while hardcore content is fantastic for full-time streamers, YouTubers, it often isn't the best for long-term health of the game as a whole. I mean, this expansion has had more fucking mid-core shit than any expansion. YoshiP admitted that the development team is feeling the pressure from constant demand for new challenging content. I mean, yeah, of course. The thing is, I don't care if they're feeling pressured. They should be feeling pressured. The thing is that the devs don't understand that they have been doing the same thing for a decade. It should change. They deserve to feel pressured. He mentioned that the staff is stretched thin and trying to balance delivering fresh and exciting content while keeping up with player expectations. Team is working tirelessly. See, I don't know about this, are they? Like, how do we know? How do we know that the team is working tirelessly? Right? Does anybody actually know? Like, okay, if the team is working tirelessly, then why the fuck didn't we get a normal mode and a savage version of Fork Tower? Oh, right, cost, because time and development. I feel like people are too afraid to say, hey, you're doing a shitty job at your job. I don't know. I feel like people are too afraid to say that. With the focus on producing high difficulty content for the most dedicated players, brother, like this is extremely disingenuous. The focus is not producing high difficulty content. When in the fuck has the focus ever been on creating high difficulty content? Square Enix gives more, like, they put more casual bullshit in the game than anything else. If the focus was on high difficulty content, we'd be getting an ultimate every single odd patch. Casual players aren't asking for the game to be easy. Yes, they are actually. This post is just wrong. We want content that's accessible, enjoyable, and rewarding at our own pace, which is fucking easy. Which is easy. Because you're casual. You put any difficulty whatsoever and people fucking whine and cry like little babies. Some of us want to experience the story, engage in social content, or explore without the pressure of knowing we have to be the best or memorize hundreds of mechanics for a raid. This post is just completely one-sided, and the person has no idea what they're fucking talking about. They are pretty much catering to big content creators at this point who do not represent a majority of the player base. I feel like as long as Mr. Happy is happy, they are all like is good. What? Okay, Happy does like World Prog, but to my knowledge, okay, and correct me if I'm wrong, he rarely does like PF. He spends more time playing this game outside of Prog doing casual shit than anybody else. If you're gonna like give an example, don't use Happy. He does a shit ton of solo content, of grinding, farming, relic shit, all that shit. I rarely see Happy in a party finder. Like, that's just something he doesn't do. He just doesn't do it. Not because he can, but because for whatever reason, he just doesn't want to, man. My point here is that if you're going to use a person, don't use him. Use like Arthur's or me or Yama or Spuds. You know what I mean? Use people that actually fucking do hardcore shit like, well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like Savage and Up all the time. You know what I think it is, man? You know, actually, I think the problem is the opposite of what this guy says. This guy says with the focus of producing high difficulty content, okay, I think that is completely ass backwards. As a matter of fact, I think this is the first expansion, or well, one of the first expansions, I guess. I guess Stormblood was like that, but Stormblood was way less popular back in the day, you know, because the game was much younger. But my point here is that finally the fucking casuals and story people, they're getting shit on because the story fucking sucks and everybody's complaining about it. And now they feel what the fucking raiders are feeling. So you know what? Good. See, this fucking guy right here is just completely fucking wrong, man. They spend more time developing mid-core and lower shit than they do hard shit. Like, they put more casual shit in this game than fucking anything, man. Okay? And oh, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. After like a fucking decade or whatever, the fucking story sucks now. And now you guys are feeling what we feel. We've been feeling this for fucking years, man. I don't want to fucking hear it. Shut your fucking mouth, fucking crybabies. Now you know what it feels like, you know? Boo-hoo. Oh, boo. Quite incensed at the casualness of Yoshi P in announcing there was no 7.3 Ultimate. So no regard for player base was needed to actually prepare for an Ultimate release if you intend to raid a hardcore level. No regard for time and energy spent into running splits because of awful gearing system. No regard for the time spent to organize gear and loot for people and alt jobs. No regard for energy and effort required to put out recruitment posts, sifting through applications, interviews, and trials. No regard for dartboard game we play when trying to predict our paid time off. No regard for the preparations I have to make in real life for release. Yoshi P and the leaders at SE need to get with the times of 2025 and realize that waiting until 2 months before a supposed patch release date is not acceptable or respectful to us to put in so much time and effort into preparing these releases. Regardless of their culture disdain for failing to deliver on promises, it should represent that raiding in any MMO at a hardcore level requires a decent amount of time, effort, and dedication. And to shy away from respecting their players so they can save face down the road is honestly just a slap in the face to us. How long have they known there would be no 7.3 Ultimate? How long have they been reading and monitoring the player base talking about the 7.3 Ultimate? Are they aware that we rely so heavily on them being consistent in content cycles and patch releases that to plan our rating is solely due to the fact that they refuse to announce any concrete until a few weeks before a patch release? Do they not understand the concept of just telling us what content will be confirmed for a patch, regardless of release date? Do they not understand that even just telling us a month in a year that a patch release is better than waiting 2 weeks beforehand? It seems to me that this is a showcase of a dev team does not understand the environment they've created and what impacts it has on us and choose to try and enjoy the game at a high level. Honestly, Yoshi P and his leadership team need to break with their constant tradition and timidness by producing actual content roadmaps and giving us the world of today is not operate 2-week lead time. Okay, yeah, okay. For those of you that don't know, almost every single bullet point here, pretty much every single bullet point here is like important. So like no regard and time and energy running splits because of the awful gearing system. On this one right here, SE doesn't design the game around splits because they're fucking stupid. Because they don't know how awful the gearing system is. Now you can argue that, oh, well, you know, you could say what I just said, right? Is that the game isn't designed to run splits. Okay, well I disagree with that to a certain extent. Because the gearing system is so awful, running splits is extremely important. Normally, I don't think this would matter too much, but this matters a lot because of the awful gearing system. I don't think a single person actually enjoys the gearing system in Final Fantasy XIV. Or if you enjoy the gearing system, it's not because you actually enjoy it, it's just because you don't really give a shit. Having to spend 8 books to get a weapon is absolutely ridiculous when there's fucking 19, 20 jobs or however many fucking jobs there are in the game. This is a big one, right? No regard for time spent to organizing gear and loot for people and alt jobs. This one's important because sometimes you don't fucking know what you're going to play for the ultimate. Like, let me give you an example. I still don't have all the tank weapons. What fucking week is this? Like week 13 or wait, what week is this? Anyway, you know what? My point being is that I actually did splits. So I did splits and I re-cleared for over 2 months and I still don't have all the tank weapons. What the fuck kind of horse shit is that? No regard for energy and effort required to put out recruitment postings, sifting through applications, interviews, and trials. Okay, so this right here goes back to the schedule. Let me ask you guys a couple questions. How many people are not sure if they'll be able to take off the time needed to prog an ultimate simply because they haven't given a release date? Some jobs require a month or more to take off. To give you an example, okay, when I was like a truck driver, right? I would normally have to schedule a day off like 5 to 6 weeks in advance. Some people, they get time off easier, and that's fine, but some people don't. But my point here is that why in the mother of fuck don't we have the exact release date? They said early August. That's less than 2 months away. Why don't we have a fucking release date? Like, are they that unconfident about being able to release it on time? Why can't they just tell us the 5th or the 12th? Like, I don't understand. And they've always been like this. They have always been like this. And it's always been frustrating. But going back to the point, they don't give a shit, man. Let me ask you a question. How many people have spent like weeks trying to find a group? Me. How many people don't have a group, you want to do the ultimate, or even fucking Savage, man? And not only do you not have a group, but you don't even know what fucking job you're going to play. So let's say that you like gear up like a physical range and then you try out for a group, but you end up playing caster. Well, fuck you, I guess, because you don't have any gear for that because the gearing system's so bad. You spend all your shit on physical range. Well, too fucking bad. No regard for the dartboard game we play when trying to predict our paid off to. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we already talked about that. Like, why the fuck can't they just tell us? Is it the 5th or the 12th? Like, why? I don't understand. Almost every other game can tell you release dates like months in advance, man. It's fucking stupid that they can't. No regard for the preparations I have to make in real life for the release. This is 100%. They don't give a shit, man. They'll fucking release shit on Christmas. They'll fucking release shit whenever the fuck they want, dude. They don't give a fuck. I mean, it's fine. I get Japan doesn't really celebrate Christmas, or at least I don't think they do. That's fine. But my point still stands is like, okay, why can't you release it sooner? Or why can't you release it later? It's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. They don't give a shit. But the thing is like, I'm also tired of hearing that excuse. But JP does it this way. But JP does it that way. I don't care. I don't care. This is not a JP only game. This is a worldwide game. Everybody from around the world plays this game. And in my opinion, they should not cater everything to Japan. They shouldn't. They should try as best they can to meet in the middle, and they don't at all. That's the problem. I'm not even asking for crazy stuff. That's the whole thing. I'm just asking for a fucking release date. You will never convince me that there's a good reason why they can't tell us the fucking release date. There is no reason that they can't tell us, like, dude, it's less than 2 months away. Let's pretend for a second that there is an ultimate. So my job requires 2 months to take time off. Well, fuck me, I guess. I guess I'm done. I feel like they are afraid if they see a date and miss it, they will disappoint people. I mean, that's the nature of the business. They've been they've been disappointing people for fucking years, man. This is just their way of not being held accountable. That's all this is. When they don't release the date for something, that's them trying to be sneaky. That, to me, says that they are unconfident that they can deliver on the 5th. So by saying early August, they've now given themselves a week. And I think that's fucking stupid. I think that's incompetent. They don't give release dates because they're not confident in themselves. That's why. Why else would they not give a release date? They'll give a release date like super close. And it's like, oh, gee, thanks. So in a couple weeks, like, oh, gee, nice, cool beans. Oh, no, man. I'm just really glad that a lot of people are starting to get annoyed about the shit that I've been saying for fucking years. And hopefully Square Enix sees a lot of shit, and hopefully they get fucking shit on, and they think to themselves, you know what? Apologies aren't going to fucking work this time. How about we just get our shit together and fucking do this? Because I believe they can. That's what they just need to do. They just need to get their shit together, man. Like, stop apologizing.